What's going on, everyone? So I recently received an email from Claudio Corona, who is the keyboardist and composer from the band Crowd Company. I've worked with Claudio a few times over the years in the studio, recording and mixing, producing albums for Crowd Company. One time, actually, Claudio brought me to his studio in London as a consultant to help kind of suss the room out, see what he was doing, check it out. It was a great time. Anyway, he sent me an email that I thought would be a really good topic to cover real quick. So, his question was, I'm on a mission lately. I really want to be able to record and mix drums well. I've always known that an album is as good as the drummer and the drum sounds. It's a real challenge trying to get those old school sounds out of a DAW. Any tips? Yeah, I definitely have a few tips. So, let's start with the first part of the question about the drums. He wants to be able to record and mix drums well. And he's on the right track. He says, I've always known that an album is as good as the drummer and the drum sounds. Totally true. It's great if you start with a great drummer. More importantly, though, it's the right drummer. You have to find the right drummer for the song, the EP, the album, whatever you're working on. Hopefully, we all know a lot of good drummers who are technically proficient. But say the drummer that you're thinking of, or the one great drummer, good drummer you know, may not be the right person for the particular song. That is really important, to find someone who understands the music, the style, can take direction well. It's really important. Obviously, you, as the, I'll say, producer or songwriter, should be able to communicate with this person exactly what you're looking for. Now, how do you know what you're looking for? Okay. It goes back to research. Understanding the style that you are trying to convey. And then conveying that message to, in this case, the drummer. And the drummer's engineer. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's somebody on the other side of the world who's engineering the session. Giving a clear understanding of what you're looking for, the sound you're looking for. Again, this comes back to doing the research, understanding that style of music, the time period, what other engineers, other producers, other bands, musicians were doing at that moment in time will help your own production go to getting that sound you're looking for, producing that sound you're looking for. So do some research. I remember a time when I wanted to understand how they captured the drums at Stax for a particular album I was working on. So I just dug deep into researching looking at multiple sources, finding multiple sources, credible sources. How did they mic things? What drums were they using? What was the room like? I just dug deep until I found enough information that all made sense, and then I applied it. Now, did it sound exactly like an old Stax record? Maybe some people thought so, maybe other people didn't. But it got to a place that I was happy with. from doing research, understanding the process. So again, do some research, try to understand, and then communicate the style, the feel, the vibe to the right drummer in this case. Now, he went on to say, it's a real challenge trying to get those old school sounds out of a DAW. Any tips? Well, I think a lot of people have this same issue or may pose the same question when they're working on something. I can't, it's the problem with the DAW, or like I can't get this old school sound from, or a particular sound from a DAW because it's a computer, it's web. I particularly don't buy that. And this is why. Going back to research, but there are so many multi-track recordings out in the world that we can all find doing a little bit of research online. And I know for a fact that a lot of these multi-track recordings are direct transfers from the original tapes. And I've had the opportunity to bring some of these digitized versions, these files from original multi-track sessions into a DAW. And the amazing thing that I've found is that you bring the files in, you push the quote unquote faders up, and it sounds pretty close to the finished product that we have become familiar with over the years. This is with no plugins, no kind of digital audio workstation tricks. Just bring the files in, push the faders up, and there it is. That's the sound. So what does that tell you? If you're having a tough time getting those old school sounds out of your DAW, chances are you didn't do the work to get those sounds going into the DAW. Your DAW, Pro Tools, Studio One, Logic, Ableton, whatever, they're really just ways of capturing, at least in this instance, of capturing sounds. Just like the tape machine was just capturing sounds. Now, the tape machine may have imparted a little bit of sound. The tape or the tape machine may have imparted some sound going when the music was being recorded. But I can assure you that the sound was there before it was going to tape. So I would, and I do, focus on that. Before I hit record, I make sure that it's the right drum set for the sound, for the song. It's the right guitar amp, the right everything. I want it to sound like that before I place any plugins on, before I do any of the digital audio workstation tricks that are available to us. I want the sound baked in before I do anything. So, that is my suggestion. That's my answer. I hope that's helpful to you, Claudio, and everybody else who is interested. Anybody else who has the same issue, these same challenges. It's all about putting the work in, doing the research, understanding the sound in your head and how to make that sound a reality. Nothing is new under the sun. Someone else has done it. Find out what they did. Experiment. Try it out. And see what happens. It's a lot of work. That's the straight up truth. A lot of work that's involved, but the journey is fun and it's rewarding when you hear it coming out of the speakers, and that's it. So there we go. Hey, you have any questions you want to shoot my way? Email me, hit me on IG, Facebook, whatever works for you, YouTube. I'm here, and I hope you all have a great day. Appreciate all of you. Peace and love. All right.